المسكين لباسه في هذه الدنيا لأجل لباسه
benn kilifa bu ñuy wax Ahmad ibn Miskin mu bokk ci borom xam-xam yi nga xam ne dañ doon dund ci ñetteelu seekalu gàddaayu yonent bi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam ca dëkk bu ñuy wax Basra.
From the scholars of the past, from the scholar of the 3rd century, Ahmad ibn Miskin, Hafizahullah Ta'ala, Rahimahullah Ta'ala, who was from the 3rd century, who was in the city on the town of Basra. He was in Basra. At his time, something happened.
nee na dafa am menn at moo xam ne daal ak ñàkk dikkal ko gu méttee métti ba nga xam ne moo soxnaam sim yor ak doomam jim yor.
So one year, yani, after he was living in the 3rd century, one year something happened. Yani, he became very, very, very poor with him and his wife and his daughter that he had with him.
lu ñu lekk amatuñ ko.
So they don't even have nothing to eat or drink anymore. They don't have nothing to eat anymore.
ci toog ay fan cin takkul ci seen kër.
So they were sitting days without cooking or having anything to eat in the house. Nothing. Days.
nee na ma ne man de lii pexe mooy kër gii nga xam ne fi laa dëkk ma jaay ko.
So he said, so right now, I don't have no other solution but one. This house of mine that me and my daughter and my wife is living in right now is for me to sell the house so we can find something to eat, so we can survive.
ndax ma mën a tuxu dem feneen sàkk pexe.
So I can move, go anywhere, somewhere else, so I can find a solution. So they said, Ahmad Miskin, he said, so I can find a solution by selling my house.
nee na ma génn di wër kan mooy jënd kër googu.
Then the Shaykh Hafizahullah Ta'ala, the scholar, he left the house. So he started looking around. Who can buy his house? Who will buy his house?
nee na kilifa gu ñuy wax Abu Nasr dajeeg man ne ma waaw foo jëm ma ne ko man day dama génn sama kër di dox di wër ku ko jënd ndax ñàkk ku metti nee na fekk mu yor yaari mburu.
So Hafizahullah Ta'ala, he said why the scholars, he left his house and he was looking around who will buy his place, who will buy his house. He met with someone else. He met with another one, and the person asked him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I am looking for somebody or someone to purchase my house because I'm so poor that I don't have nothing to eat anymore."
ñu toog ay fan cin takkul ci seen kër. nee na ma ne man de lii pexe mooy kër gii nga xam ne fi laa dëkk ma jaay ko ndax ma mën a tuxu dem feneen sàkk pexe.
So we say, so I can move somewhere else, so I can have a solution of what feeding my family or having a cheap or easier life. If I sell the house, I might have gathered some money, so I can survive with that.
nee na ma génn di wër kan mooy jënd kër googu. nee na kilifa gu ñuy wax Abu Nasr dajeeg man ne ma waaw foo jëm.
While he was on his way, while he was looking for someone to buy his house, who was begging somebody to buy his house, something like that, he met with another person who was well known, and said that his name is Muhammad ibn Nasran. He said to him, "Where are you going?" He said, "I'm looking for somebody or someone to purchase my house because I don't have any wealth to feed my family."
ma ne ko man day dama génn sama kër di dox di wër ku ko jënd ndax ñàkk ku metti. nee na fekk mu yor yaari mburu.
When he told him that, he said, "I'm selling it because I'm so poor, I don't have nothing to feed my family with." While he met that honest, that just, that trustworthy person, and we're talking about the 3rd century, Yahwan. We're talking about the 3rd century. The Muslims of that time, they was some of the strongest Muslims that ever lived. So he said to So he said to his friend, I'm just looking for someone to purchase a house because I'm so poor and I'm trying to feed my family. While he was saying that, the person that he met, he had 2 pieces of bread in his hand. He had 2 pieces of bread in his hand.
yaari mburu neena mu jox mako dama loolu yóbbu ko ca kër ga kon.
Then he gave him them two pieces of bread and told him, take it to your family then. Take it to the house and feed your wife and your daughter with that.
neena ma wàññi ko ne xaaral ma yët ko gone gi ak ndayam.
Then I turn around and I say, let me take these to her mom, no, to the mom of my to the mother of my daughter, meaning my wife and my daughter. Let me take it back to them so they can eat.
ndax ginnaaw ay fan a ngi lekkuñu neena fi ma wëlbatikoo rek daje jigéen joo xam ne dafa leewu gone.
Then he said, because it's been days that they didn't eat. It's been days that my wife and my daughter didn't eat. So let me just turn around so I can take it to them so they can eat. So while I turned around, I was on my way to the house. Then I saw another lady, another woman approach me or was going to come towards me. Or I saw a woman who was coming and she had a baby, meaning she was carrying a baby, a small baby.
neena mu ne ma gone gii ma leewu de ab jirim la.
Then he said, this little girl, this little baby that I'm carrying is an orphan. The woman said to the person who is very poor, who is in need, he told him that this child that I have with me is an orphan.
te day dafa xiif boo xam ne àgg na ci mënatul a muñ.
And the baby is so hungry to the point that the baby can't wait anymore. He can't be patient anymore.
noonu laa mel.
And me, I'm the same way. Me too, I am the same way. Meaning, I'm so hungry that I can't be patient anymore.
kon lii nga yor sa ñaari mburu yi jox na ci ngir yàlla.
So, what you have in your hand, these 2 pieces of bread, can you please give us some of it for the Lillahi Jalla wa Ala? Give us part of the bread, yani these 2 pieces of the bread for Lillahi Jalla wa Ala, so I can feed these orphans that I have and me, because we can be patient about eating anymore. We're so hungry.
neena ma daal di jël ñaari mburu yi jox ko.
Then he said, then I took both pieces of bread and I gave it to her and the orphan.
ba noppi ne ko sooy boo de yi nga téye ko waaye nag tanewuma la.
Then he said, I want you to hold it. It's better for you to have it, but I am not better than you. I am not better than you, because the same position, the same way you are, because you're so hungry that you can't be patient anymore. That's how I am, me and my family.
ndax la ma bàyyi ca kër ga mooy lu mel ne lii ngeen nekk rek bu metti.
Because what I have left in my house is the same thing that just happened. What just happened here is the same thing that's over there. That same thing that's happening over there in my house.
neena gone gi xool ma bët boo xam ne duma ko fàtte mukk daal di bég yaay ji itam bég ba rangoñ yi daal di tuuru.
He said, because I never forgot that day. That was the day that after the baby had the bread, she looked at me and she was very happy. She was very, very happy. And the mom, she was so happy that she started weeping, meaning she started crying. Tears started coming out of her eyes.
mu jooy neena ma continuer dox ak sama loxoy kese wër gisuma dara.
Then he said, then the mother was crying. Then I continued looking for something or someone to buy my house or something to eat, or to find some food for my family, but I didn't find anything.
ma dem ba ci benn ruq ma toog foofa di xalaat ci njaayum kër geeg ban marché la war a dem ak fu ma war a jëm.
Then he said, I walk until I got tired. Then I sat down. Then I started thinking about what market can I go. I sat down in a corner. As Allah Ta'ala said, he sat down in a corner, in a place. Then he started thinking about selling his house. What market can he go for the people can purchase the house soon. He started thinking about that.
Nena stuti Monsieur Abu Nasr mudima ayu dima war.
Then he stood for a little bit. Then he saw the same person that gave him the money, the bread. That was Abu Nasr. He saw Abu Nasr. He started waving his hand. Started raising his voice, calling him. Then he was raising his voice, calling me, and he was very happy. He was so happy. Then I asked him, what's going on? Then he said to me, why are you sitting over here in this corner? Why are you sitting here alone? Your house is full with blessing. It's full with much blessing in it. There's a lot of stuff in your house. Why are you over here?
yiw wi fan la war a mën a jóge mu ne ko dafa am waaju fa ñëw léegi jóge réew mu ñuy wax Xorasaan sa baay la doon laaj.
Then he say, I told him that, what blessing? What's in my house? He said, a lot of things, a lot of blessing in your house, a lot of stuff in your house. And the person, he come from Basra, he said he used to work for your dad. He used to work for your dad.
Walla kenn ci ay jege ñaaleem.
Or someone that used to be very close to your father. Someone that used to work for your father, or someone that was have business with your father, or someone that was very close to your father at your house with lot of stuff. And the person had brought a lot of wealth with him. With that, his silver, gold, and diamond, he have a lot with it. He had bring a lot of wealth, and he says it belonged to your father. Nobody know how much that wealth is equal to. Nobody know what that wealth equal to. There's a lot of it in your house, and he say it belongs to your father. He said, I asked him, what brought that person to my house? Why he's here in my house? He said, that person said that your father used to be a merchant in a town named Basra. He used to be a merchant in Basra. And the person that brought the wealth, he was a merchant too in Basra at the same time with your dad. And your father lent him some wealth. And with that wealth, when father lent him that wealth, then he lost all the wealth. He lost all of it. He lost all of it. Even the wealth he lost, your father's wealth went in that wealth that he lost. Then he left. The merchant, he left Basra. He left your dad and all of them over there. He left Basra and he went to Khurasan. When he went to Khurasan, he went to work over there. Then when he went to Khurasan, then he started working. Then he started having more and more wealth. And then with that, the wealth that your dad has given him to hold, you lend him, he used that wealth too to do business with it, and that wealth has increased a lot. So the same way his wealth has increased, the wealth of your father has increased too. In the period of 30 years, that wealth keep increasing. In the period of 30 years, the wealth keep increasing. Then when he come back from Khurasan to Basra, he's looking for your father. He come back to your father's house, and he was looking for who's over there, who's left over there, and where the family at, who left in the family. So he can return your father's wealth to them. So this is the understanding of the people in the 3rd century. So this is the understanding of the Salaf al-Salih. This is the understanding of Ahlul Sunnah. This is the understanding of Salafiyah. For them to be pious and act upon piety. He's looking for the person that lent him the money, and he can find them. He's looking for their family. Then he said, when I come, all this time I'm talking, I'm asking the person that come to me and told me about this news. So when I reached the house, then I saw the wealth was much bigger. The wealth was a lot. It was a lot of wealth in the house.
ne fa hamidtu Allah wa shakartuhu ma sant yàlla bu baax a baax a baax nee na la ma jëkk a def mooy wëri jigéen jooje ma dajeeloon ak yirimam ba mu yoroon.
He said then when I saw the wealth and I saw all this wealth, then the first thing I did is I thank Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then I praise him. But the first thing I did with that wealth, the first thing I did was I walk around. I left the house again and look for that woman, that orphan child, that woman with her orphan baby. I look for them.
nee na bi ma ko gisee jox naa leen ci alal loo xam ne moom dana leen doy.
Then when I saw them, when I found them, I give them with that wealth something that would be sufficient for them. Something that would be sufficient for them.
maanaam ma jox leen lu leen doy sëkk.
I give them something that is much sufficient for them to survive, so they can live a better life.
nee na it nag yemuma ca loola continué rek di joxe.
But I didn't stop over there. I continue and just giving. I just continue giving and giving more.
fu ma gis ne aajo am na fa rek ma joxe foofa.
Wherever I see people are in need or something is in need to get done, I give the wealth over there. So I just continue giving the wealth for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala.
boole koog di liggéey nee na alal ja di yokku rek bés nekk muy gën a yokku muy gën di joxe.
Then with that I continue giving and giving, but with that I was working too inside our wealth. So the wealth keep increasing more and more because I'm working and giving. So the more I give and I'm working harder, the wealth keep increasing.
ne diir bu yàgg may joxe daal ba mu yàgg ma yëg ci sama bopp ne man mii de yaakaar naa ne xanaa bu fekkee aw yiw rek mooy tax ay balance di fees man samay balance war naa fees fi mu nekk ci yiw.
Then I start thinking with all of that I start thinking that if it's only given for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala is the reason why Allah will be pleased with me, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with me because now I've been given a lot. So now I think Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with me, and so I can just give people so they can benefit with that. Now I'm just pleased with Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then the Shaykh Hafizahullah ta'ala, he said, then the person start feeling about himself. Then he start feeling about himself because he's been given a lot of money now. He's been giving people a lot of money. So he starts feeling about himself that Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala will be pleased with him because all this wealth he's been given for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala now is enough. Now is enough for Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala to be pleased with him because he's been given a lot of money to the people and to the orphan, and to other people that's in need, and everybody else that was in need, he's been giving them wealth, been giving them money for them, and now he think with all the wealth he have been given, Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala is pleased with him.
am yaakaar ci ne man mii defe naa ne yàlla boole na ma nag léegi ci ñu baax ñi.
But with that, I start having feeling that Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala has put me with those that is pious, those that is good. Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala put me with them.
ndax li ma def fi sabilillah bari na lool.
Because what the wealth I give for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala is a lot now. Is a much.
ne di jamono yi may xalaat yooyu nelaw dikkal ma.
So why I was having this type of thoughts, why I was thinking that I'm safe, why I was thinking that I've been I give a lot of wealth and I'm safe now, then a dream come to me.
ma gént léeg-léeg jaamu yàlla bi gént dana ko jariñ lool.
He said then he dreamed, but sometimes for the believer to dream about something, sometimes it helps a lot. Sometimes a dream for a believer to dream about something, sometimes it helps a lot.
ndax dana toll foo xam ne nit ku koy yedd daanaka dootu ko am.
Because sometimes you will be in a place or moment or place or a time that for somebody to advise you, you don't have that. You don't have nobody to advise you, and people look up to you. So they think you're supposed to advise them, but not for them to advise you. So sometimes a dream helps a lot.
waaye mën naa nelaw gént doon ci moom yaraange boo xam dana tax mu soppi comportement wala mu soppi aw doxin.
So sometimes he can sleep and have a dream and have thoughts, dreams that will teach him and give him a lesson, change his character, or change his talking or way of him living his life.
su fekkee gént gu yiw la.
If that dream is a dream of blessing, yani is barakah in that dream.
nee na mu nelaw gis ne yowmal qiyaam dafa taxaw.
Then inside that dream, while he was sleeping, he dreamed that Yawm al-Qiyamah, the day of the hereafter, the day of resurrection, is been established.
nee na mu gis nit ñi ak mbooloo meeg tiitaange yeeg njaqare yeeg.
Then he saw the people, the scariness, the people, the way they're feeling, and how depressed people are. He said, I saw all of it.
nee na ma gis nit ñi ñu yokk seen yaram yi ba mu toll ne ba mu rëy ba ëpp.
He said, then I saw that some of the people that they swallow, that they became big. They became so big that they overweighted themselves. They too big.
nee na ma gis seen bàkkaar yi ñu doon def ñu koy soppi mu doon ay jëmm ñi di leen ko yan.
Then I saw that the sin that they used to do, the evil that they used to do, the disobedience to Allah they used to do, Allah made it to be creation, and they putting them on top of them. They putting them on top of them, but they can't even hold it anymore.
mais ba ma gis ay nit ñoo xam ne sax tey dëkk lañ leen yan maanaam lu toll ne ëpp dëkk.
Then I saw people that, because of their sin, how much they sin, it's like a whole city that was on top of them.
ñu yan ko nit ngir bàkkaar bu bari.
All of that is because how much they sin. So all of them sins that people been doing in this dunya and the hereafter, that I saw much like in all of them, all the sin that I used to do is on top of them, but they can't even hold it anymore.
nee na ñu tàmbali nag di peese nag ñaawteef yi ak jëf yu rafet yi.
Then he said, with that, when I saw all of this, then I saw them, they start establishing the judgment, meaning they start weighing, to put on balance their good deed and their evil deed, to see what will be much better. Which one of them is heavier?
nee na ñu indi ma ci biir gént gi nee na ma gis ñu di ma peeseel ñu jël ñaawteef yi teg ko ci balance yi.
Then he say, with that they brought me inside the dream, and then they take my evil deed, they put it in the balance. While I'm dreaming, I saw that they take my evil deed and they put it in the balance.
li ma yaakaaroon lépp ci jëf yu rafet ñu teg ko ci balance bi ci des waaye taxul mu yëngu.
So all the things that I thought about, all the things that I was dreaming about, all the things that I said I was winning, all the things that I have, I think I did good about it. Me feeding the orphan, me giving people wealth, me helping others, all of that stuff I'm thinking about I'm winning. Because right now, all of these good deeds I've been doing now, I think I'm okay. They put that in the balance on the other side. Then I saw that the balance didn't even move one time because of my sins.
nee na ñi gëstu xool yu baax yi ma doon def di ca teg ba jàpp ne jeex na dara yënguwut ñaawteef yi nekk fa mu nekkoon.
They say then they keep adding and adding and adding and adding and adding and adding more and more and more and more. A good deed, all the good deed I had, all the good deed I ever done, everything I thought about, they keep putting it in the balance. But it's still, my evil deed still overweight my good deed. My balance didn't move yet.
nee na ndekete taxta kulli xasanatin shahwatun xafiya. nee ndeke woo yu baax yi ma doon def yépp lu baax lu ma mas def lu nekk am na gis sa bopp gu ne ca suuf.
Then he said, then they started coming down, because every good deed that I used to do, every good deed I did before is a feeling in my heart, is a pride in my heart that was around. Is a pride in my heart that was around, that I thought about, I did this, and then now I'm okay. I'm better than anybody. He said, I have pride. It was around.
am na gis sa bopp gu ne ca suuf man de maa mel nii man de maa def nanga.
Then that pride was what? Was whenever he do a good deed, he said, I'm the person that did this. I'm this type of person. I did that. I created this. I made that. That pride.
man de maa def nanga man de nag war na ma àgg ci nangam nga xam ne boo wéeteeg sa bopp loolu ngay wax.
He said, why you by yourself? Why you alone? You're saying, oh, now my level of belief is must be higher. My level of belief is high because I helped this person and I did this and I did that and I created this and I take this orphan. Then I did that. That pride you have in yourself that you did all of that, that pride was brought.
nekk boobu jëf jaa ngay yàqu wala iyaasu billah.
Then why I was having all these feelings, why I was feeling this way, I was destroying all my good deeds. I was destroying all my action. I was destroying every good thing I have. Every sadaqah, every change I give away, I was destroying it because I was having top feelings.
nee na lu mel ni gis talak woroog tagg sa jëf fa nit ñaag.
They say part of it is to have a pride, to think you are better than what you are. With that is to praise yourself among the people. With that is shown off. Shown off.
nee na ndeketi li ma doon def lépp dara teguwu ci aw yoon.
He say then I come to understanding that all this thing I've been doing, none of it is according to Islam. Is none of it according to Quran and Sunnah. None of it is pleasing Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala.
nee na ma jàpp ne man de kon alkuna.
Then he say after all of that, then I say to myself, then I'm destroyed. Then I lost. Then I became misguided. Then I'm a loser.
nee ma dégg baat bay wax ne alam yabqa lahu shay, waaw ndax desewut dara.
Then he say I heard a voice in the back. I hear a voice in the back, and that voice was saying, did he say anything? Did he have anything left? Did he have anything left? Anything is left in his good deed.
nee na am ku ne oh kay am na lum dese de.
Then he said a voice in the back. Then I hear a voice in the back. That voice said, yes, he have something left. Yes, indeed, he have something left.
nee na ma wax ci biir gént gi de man lu may war a dese.
Then he say then I say in the dream, what is left? What must be left inside my action? What do I have left?
kii ma def lépp.
All this stuff I did, all this big stuff I did, and I'm looking at all this big stuff. Every one of them is brought forward. What do I have left?
su fekkee ne amul njariñ fan lay jëlee lu am njariñ.
He say then, if none of these big action, none of these big things will benefit me, so what else will benefit me then? What else will benefit me then?
nee na ñu ne day ñaari mburu yam joxoon soxna sa daal moo fi des.
Then they say, you have nothing else left but the two pieces of bread that he gave the woman and that orphan child. From the beginning of the khutbah, the Sahabas of Allah Ta'ala mentioned that the man gave two pieces of bread to the woman and that orphan why he was in need of the bread and they was in need of it, but he chose them over his family. So that's the only thing left.
nee na ñu jël ñaari mburu yooyu teg ko ci.
Then he said they take the two pieces of bread and put it in the balance on the side of the good deeds.
mu daal di yëngu ba ñaawteef yi ak yu rafet yi daal di tolloo ba noppi yu rafet yi xaw koo not tuuti.
They say when they put them two pieces of bread in the balance, then it shook. It moved. It moved until the good deed and evil deed almost became equal. But not even that, then the good deed became just a little bit over the evil deeds. The good deed became a little bit over the evil deeds.
xaw a gën a diis.
Little heavier than the evil deed. The good deed became a little heavier than the evil deeds.
nee na ñu jël rangooñi jigéen jooje mu jooyoon ngir bég.
He said then they take the tears of that woman, the tears of that orphan mother, because she was so happy. She whooped tears. She was crying. She was whooping. She was crying. Them tears that come out of her eyes, they took them tears.
nee na place bi daal di daanu.
But when they put them tears into the balance and decide the good deed, then the good deeds won. The good deed overcome the evil deeds.
rafet li daal di féete suuf ñaawteef yi féete kaw.
Then the good deeds overcome the evil deeds. Much better.
nga xool loolu. nee na bi loolu amee nag.
Then he say, look at that. He said then when that happened,
ma xam ne kon ndekete jëf yi muy jëf li muy bari lu selle ne ñaari mburu yooyee ma jox ndaw sa nekk ku ci woon.
He say then when I saw that, then I said, wow, all of these action I've been doing, all this wealth I've been given, this I'm doing a lot of big actions, but it's not equal. It's not even equal to that little piece of bread, them two pieces of bread that I have, because of sincerity. So doing action in your heart, yani sincerity for Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, is not equal to things you do with pride.
kon foofu bind bu rëy nga fa mbokk jullit yi.
So all you who believe is a big lesson right here for us to learn from.
boo xam ne moo lay jox ne jullit bi lu rafet la muy def.
So we understand from this, those who believe the beautiful, the beautiful, the nice action he's doing.
Lu baax la muy def ba jàpp ne lu baax la.
The good thing he's doing until he think and he have the thoughts, the mindset that is good.
Ci waru mukk.
Don't ever have pride. Don't ever have show off. Don't ever think about.
Ne maa def nangam wala mu damoo ko ci biir aw nit wala làmmiñam tudd ko.
Don't ever have the thoughts or think about among the people. While people are around, you're going to say, I did this. Or, around people, you're going to praise yourself or have the showing off. Because if you do so, you're destroying your action. If you do that, you're destroying all your actions. We will learn a benefit from this lesson. It doesn't mean, we learn from this lesson that to be in the sight of Allah, for Allah to be happy about you, for Allah to be pleased with you. It doesn't mean for you to have a lot of wealth. It's not only a person that have a lot of wealth can do that. A poor person too can do that. But a little bit, something you don't pay no mind to, something you disregard, something that you don't, it's not sufficient for you. You don't have no thoughts about it. You just neglect it. That little thing might be the reason why. They say you have to be what? Sincere and for the sake of Allah, and the person didn't pay no mind to. So, because what saved him is the things he didn't pay no mind to when he was poor. Why he was poor? That little bit that he gave for the sake of Allah, Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the reason why he was saved. Because when Allah blessed him with a lot of wealth, and he was doing much bigger than what he did when he was poor, it didn't benefit him because he didn't do it for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala alone. That little bit that he did when he was poor for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala, that's the reason why he was saved. So this is just shown the truthfulness and affirmation and accepting the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The statement that we use in saying is a title for this khutbah of ours. The title of it, this is the reason why. In this affirmation for the Prophet for the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
walaw bi shiqqi tamra ragalal yàlla sellalal na yàlla dong tax doonte li ngay joxe dafa doon benn doomu tàndarma nga xaajale ko jox kii.
So he says the statement of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, fear Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala and give for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, even though if it's only a date. You cut that date in half. And give this person and give that person. That hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that's what we use for the title. This story is just affirming, accepting, the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It just showing how strong and how truthful the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it doesn't matter how small or how big it is. Even if it's very, very small, if it's really, really small, but if it's for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala alone, that might be that can save you. That can save you for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala. So no, this month of ours, the month of Muharram, a lot of the Muslims, this is a month that they give their zakat. And that is action that is good. That is much better, and is much blessing in it, and is wajib too. For the believers, because it's part of the pillars of Islam. Others will usually take their zakat in the month of Ramadan. That is much good too in it, because that's the month that is blessing in it.
waaye képp ku joxewul woon sa asaka ci weeru koor nga xam ne weer wi kon mooy weeru asaka wi seen mbokk yi nekk fële ca Fonds sénégalais pour la zakat.
Those who didn't give it know that this month is month that you can give zakat out. because it's part of those months that you can give zakat out, for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala. So is a group here. It's called the zakat. The people that collect the zakat the right way and distribute it the right way. They around you, so inshallah you can give them some of the zakats.
dañ fa nekk ngir jàppale leen ci lu mel noonu.
So they're here to just help you who believe in Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala with the things that will benefit you, meaning giving the zakat the way it's supposed to get done for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala alone.
fu lu jógee ci ay alali asaka wala alal yu ñu joxe fi sabilillahi te boroom bëggu caa feeñ sax.
Those zakat that people give for Allah Jalla wa ala for the sake of Allah alone, or just charity or sadaqah or zakat that people give and they don't even want people to know who they are.
wala mu bëgg ko organiser noo xam ne dana tegu ci yoon àgg ci ñe ko yeyoo dëgg.
Or he wanna fulfill his right and do the right way so we can reach those who deserve it the right way and the proper way.
lépp loo xam ne teg na ko ci seen loxo loola danañ ko jàllale.
So anything you give in their hands, they will fulfill that action and be vouching for them, meaning they will it's part of us. They are people who have the same manhaj, same aqidah as us, and who live in the field of Islam.
yal na sunu borom tabaraka wa taala jàppandal loola.
We ask Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for us.
te defal leen tawfiq ñoom itam ba liggéey boobee ñu mën koo taxawee.
Allah give them tawfiq, make it easy for them so they can fulfill the rights of the belief, the order, the command of the believers on their head. The believers ordering them to give the charity, give the zakat on the right way. They don't want to be seen, they don't want to be known that they doing that, and they taking that right to do so. May Allah Jalla Shana reward them and accept their action and protect them, and make it easy for them to fulfill so.
na nga xam ne noonu la ko l'islam bëgge. اللهم اقسم لنا من خشيتك ما تحول به بيننا وبين معاصيك ومن طاعتك ما تبلغنا به جنتك ومن يقينك ما تهون به علينا مصائب الدنيا اللهم متعنا بأسماعنا وأبصارنا وقوتنا ما أحييتنا واجعله الوارث منا واجعل ثأرنا على من ظلمنا وانصرنا على من عادانا ولا تجعل مصيبتنا في ديننا ولا تجعل الدنيا أكبر همنا ولا مبلغ علمنا ولا تسلط علينا بذنوبنا من لا يخافك ولا يرحمنا اللهم صل وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. xam naa suñ sëlmalee ñu xaar tuuti ndax concours bi nga xam ne moom lañ doon def bu jëm ci wàllu xam-xam te prix ya nga xam ne moom lañ cay joxe am ca ñaar yoo xam ne aji màkka la woon ñooñu yàlla dogal na ñoom aji nañ ba dikk waaye.
So alhamdulillah, after the salat, inshallah, we want people to wait because we had how to put it together, just trying to get it the right way. We had a reward that we had for the people of knowledge, those who were seeking knowledge. We had a tournament in knowledge, those who can seek knowledge the most, and part of them, the reward was to go make Hajj, and then alhamdulillah, 2 of them got rewarded from making Hajj and they back, inshallah tabarak wa ta'ala. So after salat, inshallah, we want people to just wait. So is a reward left for people to get their own reward, from the Quran, the knowledge competition that we had, the knowledge competition that we have. That's we giving the reward now. His people left, so inshallah after the salat, we want people to wait.
yoo xam ne seen borom warees na leen a xam ba ci kanam ne tuuti kon ñu xaar ko tuuti buñ sëlmalee mbokk yi organiser ko ñi ko yeyoo ñu jox leen ko.
Because inshallah, for you all to know those who deserve, who won the rewards, those who got them in the competition, those who won the reward, inshallah, it's good for people to know them and know, it's all about knowledge again. So this is just a way of advising and helping people to seek knowledge for the sake of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala and to fear Allah Jalla wa ala. And so they know our whole life and our whole dunya is nothing but to try to protect the religion of Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala the best we can, and from the innovations of the people and stuff like that. Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala, He will protect His religion. He's not in need of none of us. He's in need of none of us. The one that's talking, the one that's translating, the one that's listening, and the list goes on. He's not in need of none of us. But inshallah, knowledge changes everything. So inshallah, tabarak wa ta'ala, the reason why we give the reward for people is for them to try to increase the knowledge and try to increase the seeking knowledge. Inshallah, we will let people know who they are, inshallah.
ci kanam mbooloo mi muy tiranga joo xam ne lislaam a leen ko jox ak xam-xam.
And that reward is the reward that Islam and knowledge give them. Is a reward that Islam and knowledge give them. And inshallah, we don't have nothing to do with this. It's up to them. They were studying and they are the one that won the reward. So may Allah Jalla subhanahu wa ta'ala reward them. And we will let them come pick it up in front of people so people can benefit from it.
su ko defee ñu tàggoo ca loola ba waxtu wa del seeti rek ñu jaaraat ko fañ ko daan jaar insha allah.
So inshallah, this is our last statement. So if the time come back again, inshallah, we'll go back in the same field. Inshallah, say what we always say.
wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyina muhammadin wa ala alihi wa ashabihi ajma'in.